Okay, everybody, we're going to do a quick review of our circle vocabulary. Our first word is circumference, and it is just this red line, okay, that goes all the way around the circle. It's kind of like a perimeter. It's a little special because it's really specific to circles, since circles don't have sides. So you could kind of think of it like a belt that you would put around somebody's waist, for example. So circumference is just the distance around the circle, perimeter of a circle. When we see it in equations, they're going to reference it using a capital C. So everywhere you see capital C, you can tell yourself, okay, that is circumference. The next one is called a chord. We're not going to use chord a whole lot, okay? But it's good to know what it is. A chord is any line that goes through the circle, okay? The endpoints have to be on the edges of the circle, but it's inside the circle. Diameter is a special kind of chord. It goes through the center of the circle. It has to touch both sides of the circle. So you've got way over on the left, all the way over to the right, but more specifically, it has to go through the dead center of the circle. So diameter, when you see that one in an equation, it's going to have this little d. Anywhere you see little d in an equation, when we're talking about circles, is referring to the diameter. Okay, it's a special chord. It passes through the center of the circle. It's directly connected to the radius too, and we'll talk about that in a second. But basically, the diameter is just 2 of the radius. A radius is a line that goes from the center, again, out to the outside edge. So the difference is this one doesn't go all the way through. It just starts in the middle, and it goes to any edge of the circle. A radius is half of the diameter, okay? In our equations, you're going to see radius written as lowercase r. Anywhere you see lowercase r, you can replace that with whatever number they give you for the radius. It's just half of the diameter. The last word that you're going to really need to get comfortable with is diameter. Okay, so not diameter, pi. Pi is going to be used in a lot of these circle equations, and it's represented with this little Greek letter. It's kind of a funny looking letter, and technically speaking, it's the ratio between the circumference, that's this part all the way around, and the diameter, the distance from one side of the circle all the way to the other side of the circle. Okay, but for what we're using, you really just need to focus on the value of pi. Pi is a very long number. It has a decimal that it never stops. The numbers never stop after the decimal, and it also never repeats. So a lot of calculators will have a special button that represents the value of pi. But for this class, we're just going to use the numbers 3.14. So anywhere you see this symbol, this pi symbol, you can take it out of the equation and you can replace it with the number 3.14 and then do the math accordingly. Okay, guys, that was a really quick recap of our circle vocabulary. Please let me know if you have questions so I can clarify for you. Understanding the words helps to understand which equation to use. It also helps to figure out what numbers to pull off of your diagrams and your pictures or out of your word problems. All right, thanks.